everybody. Hello, Missy. How's it
Hello.
going? Yes,
I'm
happy
doing great.
Tuesday, all my friends. If you jump on live, go ahead and make sure that you're commenting, say hello. If you're watching the replay of this, leave some comments. We can get in touch with Missy. We'll make sure that if you've got any questions for Missy, leave those comments and we'll get all your questions answered. But I'm so excited today. To have Missy here because she's a fellow Michigander and not in Michigan anymore, but I'm just excited to have her here in the group to hear your story and to share your insight as a fellow dance business professional, making it happen, doing things, and just really excited that we get to share your expertise in the virtual dance world because that's where we all are right now. So I will go ahead and let you introduce yourself. We've got Missy Moffitt here. She is the creator and founder of Intricate Training for Dancers. Missy, why don't you take it away? Tell us who you are, where you're from.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. But I'm Missy. I'm actually I'm born and raised in Michigan, and I made the plug to move out to Arizona about probably like 7 years ago, which is crazy. And during that time of teaching out here and doing different things, I made a company called Intricate Training for Dancers. And basically, what this company is I travel actually across the country and I train dancers. So it's more so like personal training for dancers, which is a huge thing nowadays, especially teaching kids how to actually use their bodies the correct way and doing things that they'll be able to take their career when they're older and, still be able to dance instead of being out with permanent injuries. So that's been my fun project over the last few years. And it's been really cool because I've been able to meet a ton of people in state, out of state. And then during this time, I was actually already doing a lot of virtual stuff because of that, because I would go to studios and they would want to keep up this training for their kids to proceed with. And that's where all this fun virtual stuff came from before even the pandemic happened. So kids have been able to be having access to this kind of stuff for a while now, which has been really, really cool.
yeah, I love that. You were so far ahead of the curve before all of us.
I try. I really
Yeah.
do. I try.
Yeah. That's amazing. So how did you tell us a little more about your history as a dancer? Like what has been your dance life? What kind of landed you to want to be a teacher and work with dancers in this way?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm from Michigan. So I danced, God, since I was like two, at the same studio, which is actually like unheard of nowadays. So I grew up at my home studio and I was like not that kid that was the first overall dancer and had the most amazing lines. Truthfully, I was probably the worst one. I was probably the back row, like off stage kid, but I actually am thankful for that because I feel like that's what's made me like become the person I am, because I'm just one of those, yes, I'm one of those people that constantly has to be working hard for the next thing. Like, yes, maybe I didn't get that trophy, but I'm here now. You know what I mean? So during that time of dancing at a studio, I think it really made me think about how to actually have that work ethic, which as a teacher we know is very hard a lot of the times to give that to kids, try and
Mhm.
teach them how to have that. So then going into college, which was probably the best thing I've ever done for myself, it really helped me like have more of like a focused mindset of what I actually wanted. And during college, my main goal, which you probably wouldn't even know this, was I wanted to be a choreographer and I wanted to have a studio and I wanted to do all that crazy stuff that everyone wants. And I think during my last year of college, I had really, really awesome teacher that like made me think more so like not so much of the choreography and stylistic stuff, but more so about like how to actually like train your body. And I think that's why it just clicked for me.
Mhm.
Like I was really interested. Her name's Christina Tasco. If any of you guys know who she is, she used to be my ballet teacher. And she, I remember in class one day, she like just like dug down and like really got to like all the details, and it just
Mhm.
clicked with me. And ever since that, I don't know, I really, really enjoy being able to help people. Um, Rather than giving them that plastic trophy that goes on top of your shelf. Does that make sense? You know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there's like a purpose for something.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. See, teachers here in the group, like we make a difference. The things that we say to our
Hmm.
students matter. That's amazing.
It's really true. Like I feel like a lot of people, like, cause I, you know, like I said, I go to studios all the time, and you see some of these teachers asking me like, how do I get my kids to work like this? Or how do I get my kids to do A, B, C, and D? And I think a lot of it, truthfully, is just positive reinforcement, because like I said, I was by far not even close to being that best dancer. Like I was that kid that truthfully had no lines, was not flexible, didn't understand how to straighten my legs. Like I was that kid. But I think now that being that kid, teaching kids how to not be that kid in a more positive way and teaching them how to actually understand how to do things helps like make them a better worker, and it makes you as a teacher feel like you're doing something for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's a good
That,
feeling.
that is so amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Before we dive into the app, because I want you just to break the app down a little bit for everyone because it's so cool. Like it is so cool.
Thank you.
And just my hat's off to you and congratulations on the success you're finding in
Thank
that. It is just
you.
amazing. But before we dive into that, like what has been, I just think it's important for us to reflect on this. Like what's been a challenge for you as you've grown your business?
Oh, God, everyone knows these challenges, right? I think my biggest challenge, when I first started, I was doing a lot. Now, granted, I still am doing a lot, but finding that balance of being able to do a lot and grow rather than just doing everything and staying the same, that was my hardest breaking point for me. Like when I first started, I would be working, and I still am kind of doing that, from like morning to night.
Yeah.
And, you know, like just doing privates or just doing classes. And for me, I'm like a go-getter, like, okay, what's the next step? What can I do that I can improve myself so that I'm not just doing this for the rest of my life, even though I love it. But as we all know, like our bodies can only take a certain amount of things, right?
Right.
Um, it's true, trust me. So I think that was my biggest challenge, is letting that go and moving on to something else, which then became traveling for me. So I would be gone like you, I'm sure you know how this is. I would be gone every single weekend. Sometimes I would get home, get back on my stuff and get back on a plane. Which is fantastic because, you know, I've been to so many places, but at the same time, that takes a toll on you as well. So that's where the app came in. And truthfully, I'm thankful for it because I can still do the teaching and the traveling, but there's always going to be something that I feel like won't let those people down if I'm not available. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's like for any other teacher, like you have to give yourself time to give yourself time and live your life on top of doing teaching, because truthfully it'll make you and your students happier rather than just going and going and going until you hit a breaking point. It's true.
I love
um
that. That is so important. And I don't know why it takes us so long to figure that out, but
I know, I
oh
wish
my
there would have
gosh.
been like a manual when you
Right.
first like walk into college. Here you go, this is what you have to do, this is what you should expect.
Right.
But truthfully, like I've always been like that, and I think a lot of it has made the app what it is right now because I went through certain blocks
Mhm.
to get to that point. And it's like any other choreographer, you know, you travel all over, you do this, you do that. I want to do this, I want to do that. And prioritizing the things that you know are actually going to help people plus yourself. That's like huge for me.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Everybody, you better be listening to that right now. That's amazing.
Write that on the top of everything. Take
Yes.
time for yourself. Highlight it, circle it, star it, fireworks, everything. It's very important.
Yes. Yes, it is so important. And we just, I think sometimes we as busy business owners and teachers and choreographers, like we think about it, we read the
Mhm.
quotes, you know, we follow the inspirational gurus and all that, but
Totally.
do we apply it? And when we do start applying it, woo, game changer. It's pretty amazing.
It really is. And it actually makes you feel like refreshed, especially like for myself, because I'm doing it so much. I never want to feel like I'm doing the same thing because then I get burnt out of it. And it's like a choreographer. You don't want to get burnt out of what you're doing because that's your name on the line. So
Mhm.
being able to like separate yourself sometimes from your work, which is hard, I feel like plays a huge success in what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely. Amazing. I see some more friends joining us live right now. So if you're live, feel free to say hello. You can drop some comments. We're here with
Yay!
Missy, the creator of Intricate Training for Dancers, which is brilliant. Missy's students are just like, listen, I'm going to make sure that I share all of Missy's contact information. That you guys can go and just follow Intricate Training because her students are phenomenal. Your dancers are
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank
Um,
you.
yeah. And so you've taken this amazing program that you've already been running for years. You've been training students, you've been going into studios, and doing this really important cross training work with students. I mean, it's so important to help us prevent those injuries and to just get our students where they want to be to reach their goals. And now you've turned this into an app. So here we are. It's 2021 and it's the year of virtual dancing and you're making the most of it.
Mhm.
So tell us about the app. What is it? How can people get it? Who is it for? How does it help them? Like, just kind of dig into that a little bit.
All right. So basically, how this app all started was before the pandemic even happened. Um, I was actually doing virtual training, like I was saying, and someone came to me with an idea so it was before the pandemic. So last December, let's get an app together. I feel like it would be a really good idea. This company came to me, and you know, the more and more I thought about it, I was like, that's brilliant. Like all of my students from out of town or my students here, I'll always feel like they'll have something to go back on and use to benefit themselves, right? Maybe I'm not there, but they still have me, right? So we decided last December we were going to do it. We were going to start filming in February, and then the pandemic hit. So we filmed, I believe, in like August for all of this. And basically, what we did is I've had multiple exercises over the years of specific things that the kids need to work on. And I've came up with things that help with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we filmed over 180 episodes. The first
Woo!
filming, right, which is a
Whoa!
lot. And like I didn't even realize I had that much until I went back and I was like, wow, okay, that's a lot of stuff.
Woo!
So it's like the Bible of dance for me, right? And so basically what the app is it's for any student, it's for any teacher, it's for any studio to go on. It's all geared by different levels and there's different categories. So say you need your students lacking in hamstring flexibility, which is a huge thing. In each level, there's multiple exercises to help assist that. And these are things that I didn't just make up on the spot. These are things that I've been doing for years with my training. So when I go to studio, these are things that I would actually be teaching the kids how to do. So it's been really beneficial for, especially for like studios, to be able to use for their kids, whether it's in class or whether it's online. It's been really nice for the kids to have because a lot of them, depending on which state they're in, they're still at home or they're not in the studio full time. So it's giving them an opportunity to still be able to do something for themselves. Even my kids here, who I see all the time, are still using it because it's really benefiting them, you know, with competition season still going, for them to have something to use. So the app is basically for all ages, for all levels. That was my main priority when we were doing this. Is I never wanted to have somebody that started dance not be able to use it and somebody who was a professional not be able to use it because it was too easy, right? I wanted to gear it for either somebody that this is their first class, like a recreational class, or somebody that's in the professional level that they can use no matter where they are. So that's one thing that I really am proud of, because it's for everybody. Like I say that proudly, like it's for anybody, everybody, any kind of athlete can use it. So basically you can just go on the App Store, and if you type in intricate training for dancers, it pulls it right up and you download it. And there's some free content on there, just so like people can try it first before having to get it. And then it's going into our next phase. It's going to be a monthly subscription. So every month you get new videos for the kids to use. So it's not just the same thing for them to train off of every single time. And then there's going to also be choreographers popping in there once in a while. So the kids can actually take class and use what they're doing with me and apply it into a class after. So it's been a really fun trip, fun road to go down. You know what I mean? Something so cool that you're helping people with, but at the same time, like it's like my baby that just exploded. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Very excited. Yes, thank you.
So much. And I love seeing how it's growing, that it's going from a training platform to also now classes and this monthly. I mean, the monthly subscription, that is just such a strong pivot, and every business is really making, and like I'm loving subscriptions. Like I've got subscriptions to everything, and it's like making my life so much better because I know every month I'm just going to be getting new stuff. I'm loving it. It's so great.
It's really good. It's really good because like I said, and you're in, like I have known of you forever, right? Everyone knows Kathy. Everyone knows you. But it's just really good because like I said before, I'm not that kind of person that likes to keep things the same. And if I can pivot to where you guys, anybody who's using it can always have something different, just like I would do in class, then I'm doing my job well done, because that's exactly what I wanted for it.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So we can get intricate training for dancers in the App Store. Is that is it Android and iPhone?
Yep, it's for both. Cool. It does say on there age 17 plus, and the only reason why is because when you go to download it for when there's actual classes, there's music on there, and sometimes the music will trigger it to be 17 plus, but it's for anybody, any age, any level. And then the cool part is inside of the app, I'll explain to you, you don't need equipment. So you can literally do this in your house with nothing and you'll still get the same thing.
I love it.
So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. Pretty fun. What's like a little nugget of advice that if there's anyone here in the group that is thinking of pivoting and adventuring more into creating their own virtual programs or things like that, like what's just a little something, like some advice that you would pass along to somebody?
Do it. That's huge, right? So my biggest thing is if I wouldn't have just like put my foot in the water and did it, I never would have done it. And I think it's probably been the best thing on my end, because you are reaching people from all over the country, right? Like maybe like this, for instance, you know what I mean? I don't even live in Michigan, but you still have some kind of contact with me. Mm-hmm. And as a teacher, if this is something that you would love to do, not just for your own students, for other people, it's huge because you're helping a wide variety of people and not just one studio. And I think that's the one thing that I've always wanted. I like working with, you know, kids from all over the place, not just like a select group. So with that being said, find the right crew to help you. Be really like, think about things that you want to focus on. Like my biggest thing when doing this was I want to be able to help people that are just starting and people that are 100% over the game, already professional, right? And then the third thing is think outside the box, because if I wouldn't have done that with my privates, doing virtual privates, I probably would not have been here right now, right? So even if it's the littlest thing, it trickles down and it keeps you going into the next thing. So I think the biggest thing for me is just having goals, right? Like if virtual thing is your next thing, then have 3 main goals of what you want to do in this virtual world now, and then go for it. Thank you.
I love it. Get it. Amazing.
Put down here sometimes.
Make sure, my friends, we can connect with Missy on Instagram. You can follow them at Intricate Training for Dancers. And like I said, like, go follow the page because you're going to see all of those beautiful dancers killing the game. Amazing. It's so inspiring. And I love the blooper reels. They're so funny.
Guys, I am a real person. So when you see those, that is 100% who I am.
I'm the same. Listen, I think that's why we connect so well. Like, I'm just, you get what you get. Like,
yeah, it is what it is. I don't put a face on it. I mean, if you like it, you like it. And that's that.
Yeah, I love it so much. And yeah, it's just been really fun following that journey of, I knew I had to get you in here to talk to everyone because it's just been such a cool adventure to watch you go on. It's been really awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. And this video will live in the group so you can watch it again later and take all your notes and write down all the good quotes from Missy. Good times.
Thank you.
Missy, where can we find you besides Instagram? Is there anywhere else you want people to reach out to you?
Yeah, so if you go on my Instagram, all my information should be listed on there, but I have a Facebook group. We have a website that you can go on. And basically, if you want to find out any more information in regards to anything, if you go to Intricate Training for Dancers at gmail.com, my assistant, who is awesome, she answers everything and anything that you need to know. And she's really good about helping like a lot of people. If you have specific questions about how the program works, where you can find equipment, how do you get certain things, where can you find classes, she's awesome at that. So I'm all over.
Great. She's great.
That's one more thing. Everyone needs an assistant named Anita. She's the bomb.
Everyone needs her for sure.
Yeah, if I could give her to everyone, I would. She's the bomb.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Yes, that's so great. Cool. And I'll link everything in the comment section too. So everyone can link stuff. Yay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we've got time for today, but thank you so much, Missy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I mean, you're rocking too, girl. Keep killing it.
Just doing stuff, you know?
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it.
I just love my dance teacher community so much. So this is
cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone. Make sure you comment on the video. Let us know if you have any questions. I'll get you in touch with Missy or Anita, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye guys.